I appreciate you all coming for whatever reason, if it's to support the candidates when they're swearing in, or to listen to the state of the town, or to support our new police officers coming tonight. But I do have a few comments regarding the state of the town, as I do annually. And it's a really good opportunity for us as residents to come together and listen and talk and share ideas about where we've been and where we're going and how we got there. And I just think it's a great opportunity. So welcome to the 7th Annual State of the Town. As I said, this has always provided a great opportunity for us to share with you the town board's priorities of the coming year and to become more engaged in our shared work together. Over the years, we have seen many changes in this town. When this administration began in 2010, we inherited a budget that was frankly unsustainable, an operational model that was outdated, and a commercial center that was failing, and our infrastructure was aging. Since then, this board, our management team, and the dedicated employees of this municipality have made a significant commitment to lower the cost of government, to increase our efficiency, to concentrate on economic development, and to reinvest in our infrastructure. Together, we have made substantial strides in the fulfillment of that commitment. We have done so through setting forth a strategy on the outset of each year and then implementing that strategy. So tonight I want to spend a few minutes on 3 major areas of focus for us in 2016 and talk a little bit about those priorities in each. They include operational and fiscal efficiencies, continued economic development, and capital improvements that include implementing new technology and more investments in our infrastructure. First, operational and fiscal efficiencies. Over 7 years, this board has worked to stabilize our finances. In that time, we cut our debt by $6 million. That freed up significant capital that would otherwise be spent on debt services and wasteful interest charges that can now be applied to operational expenses. This has had a significant impact on the town being able to meet its obligation with a minimal tax levy increase, and that has kept the town under the tax cap in these challenging years. We've also lowered our operational costs by streamlining operations while continuing to deliver quality services, the services our residents have come to expect. When this administration began, and I talk about this often, we had 110 employees. Today we have 84, 14 of whom are part-time. To gain this efficiency over the years, we've implemented various shared services programs with local governments, have restructured positions and departments, and have outsourced certain services. In fact, the latest efficiency filing that was certified by the state of New York certified that we saved nearly $1 million over 3 years. The other initiatives that this board has focused on is to ensure the protection of the fund balance, also known as the town savings account. By reducing the allocation of that savings account since 2010 by 60%. In many cases, towns, municipalities, local governments will allocate savings to avoid a tax levy increase to pay for operational expenses. This is akin to paying your mortgage out of your savings account because you're not making enough income. Eventually, that savings account will be completely depleted. This board has cut the allocation of that from $1.3 million we inherited to $550,000. We remain committed to reducing the allocation to 0 in the future. By protecting the town savings account, we have now put ourselves into a position to begin making the necessary capital investments that have been neglected for so long. This work has led to the smallest levy increase in this year's budget that we've seen in a long time. In fact, the levy increase was so flat, 12 cents per year on the average house. Not per thousand, not per month. 12 cents per year on the average house. I'm proud to announce that we've reached budget stabilization with less debt, more savings, and lower operational costs. We are now poised to make efficiency investments that will lower our costs even more. This year, our focus will be on implementing new technology to leverage even greater efficiency. Councilman Pitlavani will lead our efforts on various website improvements, software upgrades, and telecommunication enhancements to increase productivity, facilitate better communication and coordination between our departments, and to improve overall efficiency. In fact, the town board has already allocated funds to invest in the new software package that will help us achieve these goals. Among the new software capabilities, we will now be able to modernize a 30-year-old system and provide real-time financial data to board members and department heads. We will better be able to integrate water billing and provide more efficient building and code enforcement services, as well as upgrade our personnel management functionality. This year, Councilwoman Rosbowski, working with the EIG committee, will lead our efforts to reduce idle time in our vehicles, enhance our lighting efficiencies, study and pursue potential solar opportunities for the town, and to work to better measure our customer service efforts through utilization of metrics. She and the committee will also coordinate the resident focus groups that we are planning throughout the year. In the spirit of efficiency, we will also pursue the possibility of instituting new automatic read water meters. This investment will help us gain efficiencies in billing, improve dramatically water meter accuracy, and help us to better protect our natural resources with much improved leak detection technology. Councilman Pitlavani will also spearhead our effort to complete the long-awaited state accreditation of our already stellar police department, many of whom are here today. And as many of you know, we have been in transition since this town lost our dispatch unit to the county. I do want to mention that legislator Tom Constantine is here today. Welcome, and thank you for all the service you do on the county level. This was done, the dispatch move to the county was done under the promise of efficiency, but with it, we must be honest, there was a loss of operational functionality that left the town struggling to match previous service levels. This transition continues this year, and we will see the retirement, unfortunately, of our chief. Chief Bernali has been a tremendous leader of our department, and he has made the department the first-rate one that it is today. Please join me in thanking Chief Bernali for his services. As the transition continues, we will continue to refine our operations in the police department and continue to meet the challenges of delivering services 24/7. This includes finding creative ways to potentially staff the front office, increase our road patrols, put a greater emphasis on proactive and community policing, and this will be the challenge of our new chief, and we stand ready to work towards this common goal. Next, I want to speak just a little bit about economic development. Of course, much of this progress wouldn't be possible without the board's focus on the expanding the tax base through smart, balanced economic development. These past years, we've approved millions of dollars in new projects in this town. They include Target and Panera and Applebee's. We've attracted hundreds of new jobs at firms like CTDI, Old Dominion Freight, and Richmore Aviation. And we've attracted new family-run small businesses to our commercial corridors, like Carousel Equestrian Boutique, right across the street here. And we've helped existing ones expand, like Wolf Hollow Brewery this past year. We put the tools into place, like the Glenville Local Development Corporation, that helps finance projects for small businesses. The Ready Fund, that helps fund beautification and marketing efforts for small businesses. And the SBED, that supports much of our economic development efforts. We're focused on smart growth by looking more closely at our zoning laws. And we've begun that important work of rewriting a 25-year-old comprehensive plan to ensure that we're making the right choices for our community as we grow. We've helped attract millions, perhaps most exciting this year, we've helped attract millions of state and federal dollars to knock down, clean up, and rebuild critical commercial sites like the Navy Depot, Kenco Chemical, and other areas on Lower Freeman's Bridge Road. Perhaps most importantly, working with the DEC, we secured resources to bring safe, clean water to the Sunnyside Road neighborhood, which was impacted by that contamination. This led to attracting and approving the town's very first hotel, With us today, we have Pat Popolizio of the Lighthouse, and that very property where the hotel is going. And we appreciate your leadership on that. This has set us on the track for an exciting future. But all of this is just the beginning. And all of this is just the important work that needs to be done to start the next phase of growth. This year, we plan to build on that momentum and continue our smart, balanced approach to building our commercial properties and expanding our tax base. One of the more popular successes of 2015 was after 30 years, we finally attracted the resources necessary to build sidewalks in our town center. In partnership with the state and a local donor, Bill Scotia, the town finally realized a long-awaited project. We also secured funds to transition to better streetlights that are more traditional, aesthetically pleasing, and more energy efficient, and that will truly define our town center. That will be completed this spring. Building on our success of Oktoberfest, I'm happy to report that Councilwoman Rosbowski and I met with interested volunteers and residents to talk about ways to replicate that event on a smaller scale here in town center through a celebration of Glenville, highlighting the town center as an important commercial center and utilizing the sidewalks to bring the community together. What's important to note about the sidewalks is this year we will move from phase 1 and try to transition into phase 2 of our walkway initiatives. The sidewalks are not meant to be in town center alone. It has long been our vision to connect our town center to our neighborhoods and our park system. This year, we will pursue opportunities to expand that walking trail down Van Buren to the Anderson property, which will connect into the dog park and one of our major neighborhoods, and then into Indian Meadows. We will also strive to stretch the path up to Glen Ridge to connect Woodhaven, north to Mayfair communities, and south to Social Plaza. We will make this a walkable community. And I know we have Donna from the YMCA here with us today, very interested in new fitness initiatives in the town, working with Councilman Rosbowski, so we appreciate your leadership on that. Town center isn't our only focus. This year we'll continue to work led by Councilman Martin that we started on Freeman's Bridge Road by utilizing the state grant that we received to study and recommend transformation of this important town gateway. Councilman Martin will also lead our efforts to reshape the Glenville Business and Technology Park as we continue that area's transformation in partnership with Metroplex. Part of the important work will include continuing and completing the comprehensive plan rewrite that will serve as this community's roadmap for years to come. As our residents have made clear, they want us to protect our single-family East Glenville neighborhoods. They want us to protect the rural character of West Glenville. They want to see us enhance our commercial corridors, and they want us to work in cooperation with the village. Our comprehensive plan will address all of these issues this year. Of course, as our community grows, we begin to see more challenges along with the opportunities. We need to be ready to mitigate against those challenges and to maximize our opportunities. Nowhere is this more true than what we will see on the southern border of our town, with the casino coming in the next 18 months. Again, I will call on the county and the state to be fair and to do what's right. Help this town deal with the impacts of that development. We will pursue a fair revenue share from the casino, and we will continue to work with the county for a fair share of sales tax. This year, we'll focus our more attention on code enforcement issues and in protecting our neighborhoods from potential blight. And Councilman Martin has agreed to work on that effort to help protect the integrity of our neighborhoods and enhance the beauty of our commercial corridor, and technology will be our aid. Finally, just a few minutes on capital improvements. As was the case last year, capital improvement continues to be our priority in 2016, and I'm proud of the progress we've made. Paving our streets again. Highway Superintendent Tom Capola this year with his staff did a phenomenal job in increasing the investment in paving. Again, we will look to do that this year. We updated our DPW and police vehicle fleet by investing in new trucks and cars, and we again began major investments in our parks that led to badly needed paving the roads in Indian Meadows. And we created a brand new dog park at the Anderson property. We made the neighborhoods and our parks the top priority, and that investment is starting to show. This year, Councilman Boulant will take the lead and continue our work of the past few years, and he'll continue working with Tom on paving our community streets and developing the parks. This year, Melwick will benefit from the long-awaited and anticipated upgrades, which includes new sports fields, bathroom facilities, and enhanced exits and entryways. The softball and football fields at Indian Meadows, along with the new park entrance, will be developed in that park this year as well. One of our most important investments in infrastructure and one of the most important things we can do to promote economic development includes expanding the sewer system. Currently, with the help of the state grant secured by the town's economic development staff, we are studying the feasibility of bringing the sewers up Route 50 to the county line in order to help with that development of the Route 50 corridor. I will help Councilman Boulant with this effort as I see the supervisor of the town of Ballston is here, Tim Sapanek. Tim, where are you? Sorry, yes, Tim, welcome and thank you. You've been a tremendous partner and we're looking forward to our continued work with you. Tim and I are working together on a joint committee to create a new vision for that corridor. Just as the southern gateway, the Freeman's Bridge Gateway is important for redevelopment, the northern gateway of Route 50 is important for redevelopment as well. And I look forward to working on that this year. Of course, we can't talk sewers without talking about the safe, high-quality water that the town provides thousands of customers daily. We extend a great appreciation and thank you to Senator Farley for providing the town with a $250,000 grant to help us make investments in safeguarding our water supply. With that money, we will implement the Wellfield Protection Committee's recommendations to protect the important natural resources, which will include raising our wellheads, sourcing a new well, and hardening flood protection measures around the plant. We're very excited that that will get completed this year. One of our more ambitious plans includes the potential relocation of Town Hall into a more suitable location for our staff and our residents. This, I understand, sounds overwhelming, but the board and I are committed to one overriding principle, which is important. We will not build and we will not move Town Hall unless it is cost effective and we share space with another entity. We have been and we will continue to pursue partners which include the village, include the county, and the school districts. But if they are not enticed into this partnership to save money, then we will pursue private interests. It makes no sense in today's world not to share space and not to find ways of sharing cost. We have long reached out to the village to share space and resources that would allow us both to update our facilities while saving taxpayers significant money. This can include public safety facilities, highway garages, and administrative offices. Of course, much of what we've accomplished was made possible by proper planning. This effort will be no different. If we're going to tackle this objective, then we need to develop a designated capital improvement fund. That fund will help us mitigate our cost and impact of the levy to the residents. This fund will be made possible this year because we can shift money from the fund balance to a capital improvement fund that otherwise would have went to operational expenses. Over the years, in conclusion, we have much to be proud of. Together, we've made many difficult decisions that have made us stronger and more efficient. We've stayed focused on economic development, and that's finally starting to pay dividends in expanding the tax base. We've made major investments needed to deliver services in the 21st century, and we've always stayed under the tax cap while protecting all services, and have resisted implementing any new fees to cover those costs. Tonight, the message regarding recent performance and current fiscal conditions in this town are unquestionably positive. The town is very strong. Yet, significant threats in the future are an ongoing concern. Most important for us as a community is to recall where we were 7 years ago. Our savings account was threatened, our tax levies were increasing, our infrastructure was aging. Today we see a new picture, a healthy fund balance, flat levy rates, investments in our community again that are worthy of our town. We must not forget how we got here. Prudent fiscal decisions, pay-as-we-go philosophy, and finding creative ways to cut costs while protecting services. I'm happy to report that we continue on that path that we started 7 years ago, and that because of that, I'm confident we'll meet our challenges. We will continue to expand the tax base, we will improve our community, and together, we will make Glenville a better place to live. Thank you all so much for joining us.